Hey guys, Jacob All Trades here, and I'm just making y'all a quick video of going through my welding trailer, as I call it. It's really set up for a lot of different things, but it's really main thing is for welding. Building fences, gates, metal buildings and stuff like that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, this is a trailer. It was a truck converted to trailer. So this is actually a truck. It was a utility truck. And I've just been blessed with the way that I acquired this. But this was my grandpa's. I got it from my grandpa for $200. I think that's how much I paid for it. Long time ago. It used to be white. I've done a lot of work to it. So basically it was a utility truck, and whoever, I don't know if he did it or somebody else, but they cut the frame of the truck, converted that to a hitch, and then the axle is just the axle from the truck. And so you can see, I get some rim, like this is there's a fuel tank, which I don't use. It's completely disconnected. But I mainly use it just for a utility trailer. And like I said, it used to be white. This toolbox used to not be here. It used to have a compressor sitting on the front of it. A lot of different things. So that's just kind of about the trailer itself. I added the rack to the top of it. Okay, but so my welder here, I got this from Tractor Supply. And it's a 10,000 watt generator, Hobart, and it's welder generator, and it's been good to me. It broke down one time on me, and it was internal. It was the circuit board, and I had that repaired, and I sent it in. They rebuilt it, and they had good customer service. When it happened, I called them, and they were able to take care of me. So I got it hooked up. This, you can see I have it piped in. This is my exhaust, and it goes down underneath the trailer here and comes out. If you can see it, there's a muffler, yeah, right under there. I took it to the muffler shop, and they did that for me, and I like it. The main reason I did it is because I was working in a big indoor barn. I was actually building a feed store, and I was using it inside, and it was just so loud, and it was putting the exhaust right up there where I was working, and so that's the reason I had it done. It's a gasoline welder. And so, but I I enjoy it. I have it serviced every year, and take good care of it. Keep it covered with this piece of steel up here. This used to not be here. I had a piece of plywood on top that was keeping the rain off of it. But other than that's the welder. So kind of on the welder stuff, I keep my stuff for my welder, or my rods mainly, on this side, and some clamps, and just random, like a pipe wrench, clamps, stuff in there. And I've cleaned this whole thing out several times and kind of figured out what's worked for me. I'm very kind of minimal as what I keep with me. So this is the welder and the welding rods on this side. And then sticking with the welder, I added these reels. And I love these things. If you ever get a chance, I would highly recommend them. They sometimes they're not cheap. I want to say this was, I want to say they were around $200 for the set. And then I had to mount them, and that's not including the welding lead. This is my negative and this is my positive. They told me, or I had never done this before, so I was asking some welders, and they said that they carried a 50-foot negative and a 100-foot positive, because most of the time they don't need the negative to be that long. And I started doing that. I started with that, and I found myself needing to move the trailer. I was building a long fence, and I needing to move the trailer to get my negative to where it would reach. So I went back, just did 100-foot on both of them, and I really haven't regretted it. It makes a lot more sense to me to have them both the 100-foot. And I can't tell you what thickness these are, but I think they're like a 2 gauge. But I think they're like a number 2. So, but they work good. I mean, I weld on fences, buildings, all kinds of random stuff, and it seems to do me pretty well. And then, and I would say along with cutting, or with okay, so my torch so I have my hose reel here, and this is a 100-foot hose. It's got quick necks on this end on my torch side, and quick connects on my gauge side. And so and I like the hose reel, and everything is pretty simple. It really wasn't that expensive to put on. And so this is my acetylene. This is the biggest one that they make, and this is the second biggest oxygen that they make. And only because when I built it for the bigger one, and I built it a little too tight, and rather than going and cutting all that out, I just went to a smaller bottle. But it works fine for me, and I have 2 of the oxygen bottles, so I switch those out when they get empty, and so that helps me have more oxygen on hand. And then these are my gauges. I got these from my dad, and I believe he got them from an auction. Harris, which is a really good brand. This is the oxygen and acetylene, and it all came as a set, so I have the quick connects on them, which I really like those too. I have it on my torch. This is a medium, what they call a medium duty torch, and it'll cut through, a 1-inch plate. So it does everything that I need it to. I keep everything kind of with the torch is like on this side. So I keep my crescent wrenches to hook the gauges up, along with my striker. And this bag right here? It's just got some extra tips in there, extra striker. Keep this around. It's a tip cleaner. I use it to clean my tip, and so that's good to have all together. So, and the rest of this side right here, it just kind of keeps some of my tools that I think this is like a drill bit set, or a hole saw set. And then sometimes random things from other jobs just wind up in here. And So what is this? This is a drill bit set, and then this grinder here. I got this from work. My old boss gave it to me, and it's Milwaukee. It says 9-inch. Yeah, it's a beast, and it does the job good. It's an old one and a good one. It's the original handle and cord and everything, and it's been a real good one. And that's kind of all my grinder welder tool this toolbox right here. So let's move on to the next toolbox over here. Door number 3. This is the toolbox on the front. I keep a lot of my essentials, stuff that I use in here. So this bucket's got some like marking paint, string. I keep this fuel stabilizer. That's for my welder. WD-40. Random, what's that, like vice grips, a square, some more string, a pry bar, stuff like that. I have a level. I keep my welding helmet in my bag right here. It's my welding helmet. My jacket, I've got a couple of jackets. Gloves for my torch. I get these by the dozen, so this was a dozen like gloves for like my torch. And this is under here. This is a transit, and I could do a whole video on how I use this to work on projects. You can use it to level buildings, to level fences, keep fences straight. There's a lot of uses for that, and just let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video about that. And so that's the sight glass for it right there. Basically, it's a tripod setup that you set up. But yeah, so I've got another square right here, a big square that I use, some rope. I think I've got just a bunch of hang on. Yeah. And a bunch of stuff in here that my tape measures. I got 100-foot tape measure, torpedo level, my air gauge. It's pretty much my go-to toolbox whenever I'm doing anything, really. This is some electrical stuff that I put together, like pliers, and mainly for cutting and stripping wire and working on electrical things. But yeah, so it's my go-to and I'm glad I put it in the front. It's right here in the front by if I'm hooked to my truck, I come back here, I open this up, my welder's right here, and this is usually where I start kind of getting together, starting ready to work on things. Anyway, so this would be door number 4. Door number 4, so we already covered this one. It was my welding rods and stuff. And so this one, it has my power tools, mainly. This is a hammer drill, I believe. Yeah, hammer drill for drilling into concrete or whatever else. Got a cordless grinder in there that I like to use a lot. My saw, sawzall, drills, you know, and I think I came across this is a whole saw set. And this thing right here, it's got, this is just random tools that I've collected. A bunch of, that's like a big 6-inch hole saw, kind of, and then I collected the, you know, like a 5-inch, and then a 3 and a 2. And then I've got a big drill bit in there, bunch of hole saw stuff. And it comes in handy. It's just random bolts that showed up in there. Then, yeah, this is just probably trash. And yeah, so this is kind of the way I keep this door number 4 set up. Up top here, that is a electrical cord for it's like a, I don't know if you call it like a power, backup power for my house, that I can plug that into my house and start my generator and have power. And that's just that's a 100-foot extension cord. Keep that up there. And then, yeah, so that's door number 4. Door number 5. Door number 5. And it's got these 2 little toolboxes on the ends, on the bottom by the bumper. There's one opposite, the same size on the other side. So in here I've got a bottle jack and a bunch of chain, and some of the chain is, you know, made for pulling, and then some is this it's just spare chain, and I use it sometimes on different projects. Sometimes a gate needs a chain on it, and it's just good to have chain on hand. And sometimes I'll you know, cut the chain up and I use the links on different projects. But yeah, so that's door number 5. This is door number 6. In here, I keep some, these are welding caps, different sizes, made for pipe, for cap pipes. It's just good to have on hand if you're building a fence, or a lot of times you can use them for random things, like or, you know, random things. But you know, just all different sizes to have on hand. And this is a D-ring, made for, you know, welding on, so you can pull things with. And I think this is just some extra welding lead that I had that I put in there. Anyway, this is door number 6. And call this door number 7. It's a I can't even tell you where I got this thing, but it's been great. It's just a big drawer, slide out drawer. Hang on. Never mind. Drawer number 7. Man, that was hard to get open. But it was just all jammed up in there. But basically I keep in, these are like random things I use while I'm welding. This is a catch for a gate, and this is a latch. It's got a spring in there. once you weld it into the gate, you line it up, and that's the latch and the catch. And I mainly use that for the for like cattle chutes and gates. So I got a bunch of extra of those hinges, a set of hinges in here. These are cable stays. They weld on the pipe, you know, for barbed wire and stuff like that, and I use those for a lot of different things. And then, you know, some wire brushes. They've just been in here a long time, and I've got a lot of stuff back in there, but this is just what I keep for like working on gates. And you know, sometimes you need something like this. You use that on a gate to where you could use a chain on it and latch it shut, or use it for, you know, a lot of different things. And but yeah, so that's door number 7. And so I call this the tray, my bed tray that I keep. I've got like I've got a hammer, I've got a big sledgehammer, post hole diggers, those come in handy. Shovel, all kinds of shovels, every kind, like a square point. It's a regular shovel. Well, this thing, it's a rock bar, big heavy rock bar, and that really comes in handy when you're digging posts or something like that, and you hit some solid rock in the ground, and you a couple of pry bars in there. Yeah, and this thing right here, this is just a piece of rebar, but I use it for mixing up the concrete in the post, on my post. And so when I'm setting a post, I always say I need a piece of something to mix up the concrete with in the hole. So I specifically went out and bought this piece of rebar to keep back here, so I can have it when I'm putting in a fence. Yep. So that's all for the back of the trailer as far as tools wise. Last but not least, this is my vise. I just put this in about a week ago, and I got it. I can't even tell you where I got it, but I just welded this piece of oil filled pipe, welded it to the bumper, and then I welded this directly to the body of the trailer, and then just bolted it down. So Wilson, you know, we'll see how that, see how it works for me. And it's a little higher than I would want it to be, but it works out pretty good. Let's see. All right, so that's my trailer. I hope y'all enjoyed, or I hope I give y'all some good information. that you know, would help you set up your own trailer or something like that, or a truck. You know, I kind of use my truck and my trailer in tandem when I'm working on a job. But just to wrap everything up, I mean, you know, you don't have to set it up just like this guy's or mine or anything. You know, just if you want to set up a welding rig, you know, you just you pick a trailer, pick a truck, and you just kind of go with it. And I didn't plan this out. I just took what I had and put it together, and this is what I got. And so you know, it's works really well for me. I really enjoy having the versatility with the truck and the trailer. So I can take the welder and have all of my tools and set it on the job, and then take my truck home, or you know, and then I know everything's already just there, and so it works real good for me. Some cons of having it is if you had a truck and if you had a truck that had your welder and all of your all of excuse me, all of your tools and stuff on it, and you could pull a trailer and get materials and just kind of go do it all in one shot and have all your materials and your welder all there to work on the same. And this way I have to go drop off my trailer, go get my flatbed, and then put my materials on there and deliver that. So anyway, but it works good for me. And trailers are, you know, just so universal how you can use them. So yeah, just my final thoughts is just pick something and do it. And y'all just stay positive and keep growing.